Welcome back, everybody, to another deep dive. This time we're looking into this really interesting topic of AI brand agents. These are basically these virtual representatives that could really change how brands are connecting with all of us consumers. And we're going to be looking at this report today all about firsthand AI, and they're kind of leading the charge in all this.
Yeah, it's a really fascinating area when you think about, shopping online and instead of just browsing a website, you could be having a real-time conversation with someone who knows the brand and understands what you need.
Yeah, that does sound pretty cool, but I guess that kind of leads into the question of, like, what exactly is an AI brand agent? So this report describes them as digital representations of a brand, trained to embody its identity, knowledge, and values, and capable of engaging in personalized conversations with consumers across digital touchpoints.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it. They're designed to be like, a really smart, always available brand representative. Like, imagine if you had a customer service agent that never slept, remembered every detail about the products, and was able to tailor their responses to you.
So not just like a chatbot or something.
Exactly. It's about like really understanding and responding to what the individual consumer needs. They can answer questions, offer recommendations, even guide you through a purchase. It's about creating an experience that feels personalized and helpful.
So is that where firsthand AI comes in?
Yeah, they are the company that's making this happen. They provide the platform for brands to build and deploy these agents. And the key here is that they're making sure the brands keep control over their data and how those agents interact.
So they don't actually make the agents themselves, they just make the tools?
Right. It's about empowering brands to shape their AI representatives so it really reflects their identity and their voice.
So how do they actually make these AI brand agents? What's the process?
Well, their platform has two main parts. The first one is Lakebed, and then there's Generative Marketing Agents. So Lakebed is like this super secure data management system. Think of it like a vault where all of the brand's knowledge is stored. That means product info, marketing materials, FAQs, all that kind of stuff. It's kept safe and secure.
So data control and security is like a big part of this.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Especially these days, data is a brand's most valuable asset. And Lakebed lets brands manage that data carefully, make sure it's only used for the right things, and that consumer privacy is respected.
That makes sense, but how do we get from like this secure data vault to an agent that can like chat and stuff?
Right, so that's what the generative marketing agents come in. These agents use the information in Lakebed to have those conversations with customers. They're trained on approved brand content and constantly learning from their interactions.
So it's not just like pre-written scripts, they're actually understanding and responding.
Exactly. They can look through everything in Lakebed, pull out the right information, and even kind of synthesize it to answer questions or give advice.
This is really interesting, but how does firsthand make money? Like, what's their business model?
So they're basically providing this platform to brands. They're like the architects of the AI brand agents. It's a business to business model. They're giving other companies the tools to create these connections with customers.
So they don't go directly to the consumer.
Right. It's all about giving those businesses the tools to create those meaningful and personal connections.
So who are the people behind firsthand AI? Like, who came up with this?
Well, the company was started by three people who really know their stuff when it comes to digital advertising: Jonathan Heller, Michael Rubenstein, and Wei Wei. They all have tons of experience at big companies like Google, Comcast, and Microsoft.
So they really understand the challenges that brands are facing.
Absolutely. They've been right there at the forefront of the whole digital advertising world, and they saw how much we need better ways to connect with consumers.
So we've got this great team tackling a real problem, but what specific problems are they trying to solve with this technology?
Okay, well, on the business side, a lot of brands are struggling to keep control of their data and their message in a world that's full of algorithms and, third-party platforms. What Firsthand does is give them that control back so they can make sure their brand is represented the right way.
So it's about making sure they're not getting lost in all the noise.
Exactly, but it's not just about the brands. For Firsthand's also looking at the challenges that consumers face too.
You mean like how much information there is online and how hard it is to find what you're actually looking for?
Exactly. You're bombarded with stuff all the time. AI brand agents can streamline all that and then give you the right information at the right time.
So instead of being lost, you've got someone to guide you. That makes a lot of sense. But do you have any like specific examples of how this is actually being used?
Absolutely. Let's start with e-commerce. That's probably the most obvious one. Yeah, so think about this. You're shopping online and you have this AI-powered shopping assistant that's giving you suggestions based on what you've looked at before and what you've bought. Instead of like scrolling through pages and pages of stuff, you're getting options that are actually tailored to what you like.
Like having a personal stylist who just gets you. No more like scrolling forever to find that one thing.
Exactly. And these AI con agents can handle like the whole process, answer your questions about sizes, suggest things that go well together, even help you with checking out.
So that's e-commerce, but I'm guessing it's not just about shopping.
Oh, definitely not. Think about healthcare, for example. It can be really stressful trying to figure out all that information. Firsthand, AI brand agents could be like guides to help you understand those complicated medical terms, find treatment options, or even schedule appointments.
Yeah, that could be really helpful taking some of the stress out of healthcare.
It's about making sure patients have the information they need, but it goes beyond that too. Like, imagine in financial services, the AI could help you understand your investments or explain a loan agreement that's full of jargon.
So instead of getting lost in all the financial stuff, you'd have like an AI advisor explaining it in plain English?
Exactly, and giving you advice that actually fits your situation and your goals. It's all about making these complicated areas easier to understand so you can make good decisions.
These use cases are pretty amazing. It's cool to see how it can be used in so many different industries. What other applications are out there?
Well, in media and entertainment, AI could be like your own personal content guy, recommending movies, music, podcasts based on your taste.
So no more endless scrolling through Netflix?
Right, like having an AI friend who knows exactly what you want.
I like the sound of that. Are there any other areas where this is becoming popular?
Oh, yeah, travel's another good one. Imagine you check into your hotel, and the AI brand agent takes care of everything, books your trips, plans, your spa day, recommends restaurants.
That would make vacations so much easier. It sounds like these AI brand agents could really change how we interact with businesses.
Yeah, they have the potential to do that. It's all about making things more efficient, more personalized, and ultimately more enjoyable for the consumer.
Okay, so lots of benefits for consumers, but what about some of the challenges or concerns with this tech?
Well, one of the big ones is data privacy. If these agents are learning from you, how do we know that information is being used responsibly?
That's a good point. Firsthand AI says they take data security seriously, but it's definitely something to think about.
Absolutely, transparency is key. You should know how your data is being used and be able to control your privacy settings.
So it's important for companies to be upfront about what they're doing and give consumers choices.
Exactly, and that's something you can actually advocate for as a consumer, ask questions, read those privacy policies, and support companies that are prioritizing transparency and control.
It's a good reminder that even though AI can be really beneficial, we need to be careful about how it's used.
Yeah, that's a really important point. As with any new technology, there are potential downsides. But if we're aware of those challenges and we talk about ethical AI development, then we can help shape the future in a positive way.
This has been really interesting to learn about. It seems like AI brand agents could really change how we interact with brands and just how we experience the digital world in general.
Yeah, it's a really exciting field, and it's still early days. We're just starting to see what this technology can do.
So as we wrap up this part of our deep dive, I'd like to bring it back to our listeners. How do you think AI brand agents are going to affect your life?
That's a really important question. We've talked a lot about the technical side of things, the benefits, the challenges. But at the end of the day, it comes down to how this is going to impact you personally.
Will you be happy to have the convenience and personalization that AI brand agents offer? Or will you be more cautious?
And how are you going to protect your privacy and make sure these agents are being used the right way?
These are questions we all need to think about as AI becomes more and more a part of our lives. It really makes you think about, how this tech could change like our everyday lives. I mean, we're already seeing AI being used everywhere. Personalized recommendations, those smart home devices.
Yeah, and AI brand agents are kind of like the next step, bringing that AI into how we deal with businesses and brands.
Makes you wonder, like, will there even be a day when we actually prefer talking to an AI instead of a person?
It could happen, especially for those like quick things, where you just need an answer or something done fast.
Yeah, I get that. Sometimes you just want to get things done without having to wait on hold or deal with complicated menus.
Exactly. And as AI gets better, those interactions are going to become even smoother. I mean, who knows? Maybe we'll get to a point where we can't even tell if it's a person or AI.
That's kind of exciting, but also a little creepy. It makes you think about, what's real and what's not, and how we connect with each other.
Oh, yeah, those are big questions that we need to think about for sure. It's really important that we use this technology in a way that's good for us, makes our lives better, not worse.
Well, this has been a really interesting deep dive. We've learned a lot about how AI brand agents work, what they can do, and what challenges we need to be aware of.
It's a field that's changing so fast. It'll be interesting to see where it goes from here.
And for all our listeners out there, I really encourage you to keep learning about this stuff. Read articles, listen to podcasts, talk to people about how we can make sure AI is being developed ethically.
The future of AI is being shaped right now, and we all need to be a part of that to make sure it's a future we want.
This deep dive has given you all the information you need to start asking the right questions. Now it's time to think about what it all means and be a part of the conversation. We'll be back tomorrow evening with a whole new topic to explore, so make sure to tune in for that.